Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. It is 8 o'clock right now, and I just want to talk to you guys tonight. So it's Marketing Monday. Gonna go ahead and talk about some pole performer woes, and I'll go over what that means. All right, and then we'll get right into it. So the goal is to try to do about a 30-minute talk with y'all, and then next week I'm gonna see if I can also get somebody else to come along with me. Again, I will making an attempt to try to get conversations with you guys by myself and then conversations with another brand, influencer, anybody that wants to talk about marketing. We're going to do it here. All right. So that being stated, I know you guys see the new merch. All right. Definitely put that order in through Shein and they came through. That's Media by Jay right there. This is one of the shirts. All right. So I'm very happy about that. Branding is very important to me. And mostly because I am obviously a branding agency, but it has everything to do with how I want people to see me when I'm out here in these streets. All right, so I don't want to be wearing other people's brands. You know what I mean? For the most part, when it comes to like a heavy name brand company, I want to be able to wear me. I want to be able to wear my name. So that's what this is all about. So if you guys are tapping in with me tonight, please make sure you drop some comments, some love, a wave. Don't even matter. I want to see y'all and be able to really get to this conversation. All right. With that being stated as well, when it comes to branding, I did get some new business cards come in as well. I love these. These are very nice. Something about a square business card is like it's minimal, but it's impactful. So I got that, and then on the back side, you got my information, name, a picture of me, what I do, my QR code, as well as where you can find me, how to get in contact with me. Okay, so those things are very, very important. So no matter what you're doing when it comes to your brand, make sure that you're presenting yourself in the right way. So when you see me, you see both of these, you see all this together, you know that it's me. You know that it is me. Brand awareness is very important. All right, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and get right into it. So I recently made a post on my stories, and I'm actually showing that right now on my page. Let's see here. So I recently made a post on my stories basically just asking what is the biggest problem for performers. All right. Gave 3 different options. So I gave 4 to be specific, but 3 were chosen. So it was creating content, editing, finding shows, or something else. All right. So people that said something else, I reached out to them to see exactly what something else could consist of, and they gave me their response. All right. So the top 3 that we can talk about tonight is going to go off of. Let's see here. So this is what we're going to do right here. Alright, so the top 3 is going to be that playing like that was not my intention. Creating content, finding shows, as well as something else, which that could be from one of the things that I gathered was being able to really get your performance to be exactly what you want it to be. So meaning that if you know that you're about to go to do a performance, having an idea of what that would look like, having a routine, right? Jotting down ideas of what you want to do when it comes to your tricks, what power moves you want to put into it. If you want to be on the floor more, or if you're using a different apparatus, how your song's going to look like. Like it's a collective of things that goes into putting together a performance. Now, you might ask me, like, why would I be getting this type of information from you? For those that are in the know, and even if you don't, you will know now that I also do pole performances myself. Okay, so I perform and I also produce these pole shows. So I know the ins and outs of what it goes into, obviously being a performer as well as being able to produce a show when it comes to capturing a performance. All right, so I feel like all those things are very important. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and touch on the first thing. If you see me on here, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Definitely give me a wave or say what's up. So the first thing is going to be obviously creating that content. Okay, that content could vary between obviously what you do at home, what you do at your pole studio, or just you going to perform. Period. All right. So this is going to be where you have to decide on what is exactly that you are wanting to showcase to your viewers. You know, what is it that you are actually want your followers to see of you as somebody who's in the pole industry? Okay. Hey, love, how you doing tonight? Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I appreciate it. I miss coming here and doing this with y'all on a regular, so it feels good to see some familiar faces. So when you're creating that content, if you are going to shows and you're performing, are you making sure that you're getting your videos? Are you having, even if you're not purchasing the professional video, which I always suggest that you do so, but even having a friend make sure that they're filming the whole set for you so that you can have that video, that footage to be able to use to promote. Because eventually what's going to happen is when you're filling out these perform applications, they're asking you, most of the time, for a clip that's unedited. So you want to make sure that it's of good quality. So whoever that friend is that you have recorded for you, make sure that they got a really great quality on their camera. All right. That way, when you get it, you clip up whatever it was, 90 seconds to whatever is required for that particular application, and you send it. Especially if you know you did a really, really good job, you can go ahead and use that. All right. So that's creating that content. Sometimes you may not never had a performance before. Maybe you like, you know what, I want to start getting into performing. Then this is where you would get a studio that you probably already go to. Then making sure that you are always filming yourself where you are in class. Right. Now, I wouldn't advise using class footage, but setting time outside of class to be able to really create something, a freestyle of your own, things that you have learned since you have been on your pole journey. Alien Honey says, I always forget. It's easy to forget. I promise you it's easy to forget. And I have to remind not only my partner, but other people that I might work with. And it's something I had gathered when I was really heavy into recording classes, is that a lot of times people, they be in the zone. And you want them to be in the zone. But for me, I'm just like, I need you to have this footage. Because I know for some people, their intention is to be able to obviously to be seen on a wider scale. Some people, yeah, they just want to pole for themselves, for their partner, or whatever that why may be. But, you know, they let that be. But then others that I know that really want to be on a more visible scale, I'm like, yeah, you need this. You need to go ahead and record it. I'm usually the one around there recording everybody and making it happen. So it's best to, even if it's not the whole entire time that you are in your studio session, just doing it even for that last, I'll say two runs, because it might be a situation where the first run you did is better than the second one, or vice versa. So you want to make sure you at least have two good pieces of footage you can pick from, so that way others can go ahead and see what you do in the best light, right? So that is my perspective when it comes to creating content. All right, now I know a lot of people, they probably like, I don't want to edit, you know, and sometimes it's a little it's a little grueling. It's a very intensive process depending on how you want to edit. But again, the editing is not always necessary when you're trying to go for performer applications, when you're trying to go to these shows. All right, so sometimes you really just have to just go with the best raw minute that you got, the best raw minute and a half that you got, and then just post it, send it, and you never know what may happen. All right. Alien Honey says, I do need it. I have at least 15 plus performances that I have no video for. How? How? But again, it goes back into, is that something that you want to be able to have footage for, to use for something in the future? Or maybe you're just like performing. Maybe you don't really need the extra visuals on your page. But I'm almost sure you want the visuals. Like, we want to see that. I'll give you guys an example. All right. So I have seen shows where somebody has submitted for a show, but then when you go to their page, they don't have anything pole related, or don't have enough content that's pole related. So it's almost like your Instagram is your resume. I've said this before. Your Instagram is your resume, and what you are wanting people to get you on or get you for, you want them to see as much as possible of that on your page. And it goes back to why I do what I do now, right? So when I first started really getting on Instagram, really, it was mostly just me sharing stuff that I did when I was a graphic designer. So it was flyers here. I had a couple of business card designs, like graphic design stuff. But then when I realized down the line, I was like, well, I'm getting into this new side of media, and I'm not doing graphic design anymore, but I want people to book me to do marketing. I want people to book me to do videography. What do I need to do so that way they can see me doing these things? And I had to start posting more of me talking about marketing. I had to post more about me talking about videography, and to the point where now I kind of have honed down on exactly what it is I want to talk about so that other people can see me for what it is that I do and actually hire me for such. So now when people reach out to me, they say, oh yeah, I know you do videos. Oh yeah, I seen your work. Oh, I love your work. And I love hearing that because it means that I put the work in and they have been able to absorb what I put down so that now they can be like, you know what? I already know who I'm going to hire next time because she's made herself known in this industry, right? Yes, in the audience because I was performing once a month for over a year. Man, that's a resume. That's amazing. Like once a month for a whole year. Yeah, I would definitely. And that's just again me. I would definitely like to have that type of footage, But says sorry, no one was in the audience. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. Okay. And if they don't have a videographer, then it goes that quick to where you can, even if you do a tripod, because if you're moving around, it might limit you. Because if you move out of the scope of it, then it wouldn't probably go. But nonetheless, for the future, if you can, and you know somebody that can do it for you, have them do that for you. I think that'd be great. All right. So now when it comes to, I'll go right down to the other topics people really want to talk about. Okay. So the next one would be finding shows. All right. So give me some ideas about what you did or have done in the past to be able to find shows for you to apply for and to perform to be able to get seen. All right. I will tell you things that I have done, things that I've seen other people have done that has been very beneficial. All right. Now let's be for real. At the end of the day, a lot of us, we want to be able to get booked to perform. We want to be booked. Like you need to go ahead and fill out the form, pay a deposit, and fly me there. That's the end goal. You know what I mean? For a lot of us. And then there's other ways where you can still get the notoriety without having to go through that whole process just yet. All right, but that'll still be the goal. So normally what I would suggest is, in that sense, at least what I've done is I'll look at places that's around me, close by, right? I'll pay attention to, obviously jump on their mailing list. I want to make sure that I am getting whatever on whatever show that they're doing specifically around a certain time, right? So that way it gives me time to prepare. I can go ahead and start performing, practicing, and then get into the performance, right? And then, of course, if they have a flyer, I like to post that flyer. That way people don't know, hey, you can find me out here, right? And keep in mind, I haven't been doing this for a very long time, but I've done it long enough to where I understand who to go to, right? So now I have a handful of companies that I can really know for a fact they got some shows coming up, and if it's not one month, it's one another month, and then maybe a couple in 1 month that I can also prepare for, or there may be some that some months down the line they give me plenty of time to prepare for. So one of the great things, and it's something that Alien Honey just said, is going into local performance groups. Right, that's a really really great idea because nowadays, if you pay attention, there's a lot of groups out there, a lot of companies out there that are really tapping into doing more performances. And that could be for their own particular company, but they are also open to the public, all right? You want to make sure that you pay attention to that because that'll allow you to be able to get more recognition, get more content, and be able to be seen on a different way by a new set of audience, right? So if I particularly, I'll probably only hang out with my friends, right? And I poll with them, you know what I mean? And I have my content and I do my shows with them. But then there's another company I've never worked with before, and I don't know because I don't ever really work with them, and I don't know how they're going to respond to my style, which has happened in the past, but I have to still try it out anyway. And a lot of times it's worked out much better than I expected. So sometimes getting out of just the regular people that you would know and going to somewhere that's different and just testing out different audiences for your performances could help you reach other shows, right? Because now what you've done is once you've reached over to a different type of group that you've never worked with before, they remember you. They put you on their mailing list. If you post something on your page as performance-wise, they go ahead and they support it. They like it. Then they're going to go ahead and possibly even share it, especially if you share a clip from the performance that you did at their show. You see what I'm saying? So it's all a connecting thing right here. Everything that you do is always going to connect back to Your why, gonna connect back to what is that what exactly you're gonna get by doing these said movements to be able to really get seen more, or to be able to get more applications in, right? And then of course, at the end of the day, word of mouth. Word of mouth. You got friends that you know they be working their ass off. Ask them like, yo, how do you get in all these shows? Then they can start sending you clips. That's what I do now, because I'll get people that I'll let them know, hey, like I'm looking for shows, like send them out my way. You know what I mean? And they will do that. Then next thing you know, I apply for this certain show and I'm in. All right. Now you might not get all of them, and that's okay. But that's where the thick skin comes into play, and also you having to make sure that you go right back to the lab. Go ahead and get your work in. Do whatever it needs to be done. Oh my God. Yes, yes. Alien Honey said PoleCon in competitions. For those who pay attention and know, if we're in the pole world, you already know what's up. This is the awards season for us right now, right? Anything while it's getting hot, June is usually PoleCon season for us. All right, and then after that, you start seeing a lot of shows start kicking off back to back. Competitions are also a really great way to do that too, because that does help you hone in and really be specific with your moves. I personally, I'm not right now doing competitions, but I will be possibly thinking about them in the future. But I do know people who have done competition and have helped them even improve even more in performances, because baby, going into competitions is a different type of field. Okay, when you get in there, there's a different type of thing that they're expecting. You're getting points put on and taken off. Okay, and obviously, if it's a competition, you can either win, possibly win the first, second, or third prize, or you just participate, and that just be what that is. Or you get to sit and look at how a competition runs. That way, you already have an idea of what is expected of you as well, right? As you move forward. So, yeah, PoleCon competitions. Which ones are coming out right now? PSO is definitely coming up. So pay attention to those things. Hot Velour is another one that definitely will start picking up even more. Like, these are really taking heed and taking hold right now. And if you pay attention to the people around you and you start having really some really great conversations, you'll get into some amazing things. I promise you that. Okay. Not your favorite way of exposure, but good experience. The competitions, I can agree with that. That's why I say I'm cool. Right now, I'm in that place where I just like to perform just to perform. Like, I just want to show my ass and have a great time. But some other people might be like, you know what? I wanna be better. I want to have my line straighter. I want to be able to make sure that I pay attention to this particular move, so that way I'm not being lackadaisical about it. Right. So that's a perspective for sure. Depending on, there's some people who live for competitions, but more power to them. But they be amazing with it, right? Alien Honey said, "Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly. Like, just put me on the roster. I just want to show face." Okay. All right. Now the last thing, and we'll probably circle back around at the end, but the last thing was something else. Right? I think I did touch on that, which was basically having an idea of what your performance is going to be. Whether you have to have written down moves that you want to do. Now, I will say this. I'll go off of me, right? And maybe I'll be talking more about this on here, but this page, I got another page that's strictly for my dance, and then this page obviously is for marketing and media. But when I do my sets, right, I've noticed the best sets that I do are the ones that are a mixture of having set ideas of set moves that I have already planned, as well as some freestyle. Everybody is different. Every pole performer is different. You got some pole performers that simply freestyle no matter where they go. No matter what they do, they freestyle. All right? I can't do that, because I've noticed that when I do that, I start doing the same move about 5-6 different times. It's not cute. Okay? It's looking like I don't know what I'm doing, but it's because I go to my go-to moves. All right? But then you got other people, because they have been in the game for a while, they have a variety of moves that they can do. So when they get on the pole or do some floor stuff, it's not coming off as if they freestyled it. But I have heard at endless shows where I'll see somebody who is bomb, right? Who is amazing, who just did their set. And I go and speak to them like, yo, you did a really bomb ass job. And they be like, girl, I freestyled that whole thing. I wish I had that talent to freestyle the whole thing. Like, I can't. I gotta do it half and half. And again, that's for me, that's best. And the only reason I say that's best for me is just because if I freestyle half of it, I'm really in the zone. Because at that point, I can play around with it, right? I can have fun with it. Well, I can have fun if it's like strictly a whole designated choreo thing, but sometimes it feels like it's too condensed, and I gotta break out. I gotta break out and do something different because it's like the person inside of me is like, nah, man, let's do something else. Let's change it up a little bit. I feel like we should do this here instead, right? So it's good to have, at least for me, it's good to have a mixture. Now, again, other people might see differently, right? So, hey, lady, how you doing? Miss Chastity is on here with me. I am so privileged. She says it happens sometimes. She needs markers at minimum. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. At minimum. At minimum. Like, if you like, you know what? I do this. I ain't worried. I can get up on that thing, do something for a good 4-5 minutes, and I'll be done, and I'm going to make bank. By all means. But for the rest of us, we like, yo, I need to know this is what I'm going to do here. It makes sense with the song here, and I'm going to make sure that I apply it in this point, so that way it all flows, and then I can kind of do my thing in the middle, right? So this is where I feel like finding your own mixture, finding your own thing that makes it work best for you. You might not find it on the first performance. You might not find it on the second, third, or possibly the 10th performance, which I feel by the time you get to the 10th performance, you have an idea of what it is you can do that works best for you. All right. I think for me, it happened it really kicked in because about my second performance, I had goals, baby. I had goals. I was like, nope, I'm going to lose weight here. I'm going to make sure that I amplify this right here. I'm going to do this and do that. So I started really implementing my certain types of goals, right? And once I did that, the confidence got up. I did a great job. Like, it was amazing to the point I still watch this video to this day. It's probably like 4 years old. I watch it. I don't care. And I just take it with me, right? So it goes in that same sense. So eventually down the line, you'll start realizing, you know what? This is what I need to do, right? And to the point where it's like with me and some of y'all that's in here right now, I watch you guys so much, I kind of can start telling, oh yeah, that's her move. Oh yeah, that's their move. Like, oh yeah, I love when she do that. Like, it really starts, now you're developing a sense and a style, and people can start really starting connecting that with you. And it's great because it's just like when we love the people that we have been watching for so long doing pole, we also start remembering their certain types of moves, and we can associate with them. All you're doing is doing the same thing for somebody else, and you don't even realize it. Like, to them, you're becoming a star, right? Again, it all goes back to why you're doing this. You know, if you're like, nah, I just pole because I want to pole, this ain't for you, okay? But if you're like, I'm polling because I want to be up on the big stage, I want to be able to be seen, then that's what it's going to turn out to be for you, right? So Chastity says, still learn to perform freely and without judging myself, but the support helps. Yeah, we all right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not gonna act like I just do this, and every time I do this, I am at my highest when it comes to performing. There be some days I'll be like, I don't know what I just did, but people support you. And that's the great thing about being in this industry, is that you will get all the support, but we're going to beat up ourselves at the same time. We're going to be like, thank you, but because we know what we can do, and we know we can do better. Something that my pole mama has told me in the past, and it sticks with me to this day. I remember one time I practically was damn near crying, but complaining really more than anything, like a big old baby. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to do better, and I really want to stand out. I don't like where I'm at right now. And she said, well, you know what? Do better. I was slightly cussing in my head. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, yo, that's not what I was calling you for. But it was what I was calling her for. So it goes back to finding that midpoint, right? Of, you know, you want to do better. Do whatever it is that you need to do better. Okay? But give yourself grace at the end of the day. You might not have done the best in this particular show, but now you know what you want to work on, what you want to do better at, but you have to actually do that work, right? Like, I already know some of us in here, right here, we about that life to where I ain't do what I really want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and get back to the lab, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And best believe when I come back out next time, you ain't going to recognize me. Like, I already know there's people like in this particular chat right now that move like that. But then you got others who they'll get to a point where they'll be so down on themselves, but then they don't do nothing about it. Like, that's where the problem will really start becoming a consistent problem. And at that point, it's like, why even keep doing it? Why put yourself in that position. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you are really wanting to make sure that be kind to yourself, but push your ass. Okay? Make it happen. Do what you need to do. Because when it comes to the things that you can do in pole, when it comes to the life that you can build in pole, and there's people that I'm seeing that have really made a livelihood just doing pole, right? You really can take this thing from just doing it at home in a random room that you got that's free to doing it on the big stage. And we know right now Snoop Dogg and Usher's doing the main ones that's higher end for these types of things. Whether that's going to be what you want to do, or maybe there's somebody else that you want to work under that you know is going to take you to the next level. Or maybe you want to take yourself to the next level and be the next influencer of pole, and to where people recognize you when they see you in the street. It all goes into what that's going to be for you. So anytime you go into any show, you move as if you were moving for Beyonce. And I always use her as an example because ain't nobody in here finna go to Beyonce, try to perform, and give your absolute worst. You was not finna not practice for that set. You was not finna not practice for that set. So when it comes to making sure that you are putting your best foot forward because of what it can do for you and your career, baby, I promise you, the sky is not even a limit. The sky is just the next level. You can go beyond that. Okay? Because I have seen it. I have seen it. All right? So it's all about how you are going to put yourself out there, how you want to be seen, how you want to be represented. Now, if you see me and you know me, and I take my glasses off, that's it. The night is over. Okay? That's because the mindset I be in. Because I already know when these things come off, it's a whole different person. You can't even come on this page no more. you gotta go somewhere else. Okay? So that's the same thing you gotta put for yourself. Once you come out and you step out on that floor, that is it. Okay? So that is the thing that I really wanted to, well, actually all those things I want to talk about with y'all tonight when it came to the pole performance woes. Don't be in this. Go get on that pole. Okay? Record is why I say recording yourself is going to be key, just because of the fact that you'll be able to see where you're really, really, really good at and where you need to improve. And if it takes some time to get to that level that you really want to improve, do a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. At the end of the day, any pole that you can do up here, any pole move that you can do up here, you can start that pole move on the floor. It don't have to be nothing crazy. Please do not hurt yourself trying to impress nobody but yourself. Okay? Eventually, you're going to get up to where you need to be. But keep going for it. I promise you, we see you. I see you. I'm watching everybody. Everybody in here, I've seen you. So just keep going for what you need and what you want and make it happen. All right? If you guys have questions for me, let me know. But I see y'all just been like putting comments in here, chatting it up, and I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate everybody that's coming in here. I promise you, I love these. I can talk about pole, I can talk about business all day. Okay, so I will definitely make this a thing and continue making it a thing. I don't care what's going on. I took a nap before I got here. All right, so I'm gonna make it happen. So 8 to 8:30, I'm gonna be here right with y'all, talking to you guys about what it is that we love to do. It's gonna be either pole or marketing or a mixture of both, right? Because I already know who I'm talking to when I come out here. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. The goal is always to try to get, because I talk to y'all and then I do a screen recording of the whole thing because I like to be able to have my comments show. I just hate the fact that every time I post it here from Instagram, it's like I'm talking to myself. I don't like that. Instagram need to fix that. As a videographer and maker of art, what are some things you see artists struggle with most? Looking at the camera. Okay, so it's not a bad thing that you don't look at the camera, but it's not just the camera. Sometimes you guys, I ain't gonna say you guys as in you, yourself, but in general, some people are afraid to look at the audience, right? A tip that I got from when I took a class, I was with, it's all right. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about it. And then Honey said guilty. We're gonna talk about it. So, my pole mom, okay, Concrete Rose, she was hosting series classes. In one class, she actually had Ticey, who was awesome. Had Ticey, SOC, sub. I promise you, to this day, I will never forget that class. Okay? One of the things that she told me, and that's actually kind of is the basis for the most part of Jason Street, which is my pole name, is that I like to make you a little uncomfortable. Which means I'm gonna get up on you. I'm gonna come towards you. I'm gonna give you all the eyes that I can give you. Keep in mind, these are coming off, so it's not like you can see the glare. Once they come off, the penetration is there. Okay. And I'm looking at the camera, and because I do that, what I'm doing is I'm engaging. I'm engaging you. Right now, there have been some moments, and you can usually tell if you look at any of my performances, you can tell if I'm really, really into it. Right. Because I will get so close and obviously engage with whoever is there, and they'll be very excited. Like whoever I'm interacting with will be very, very excited. And that's because it goes into what you're doing when it comes to engaging with that person. All right. Even if I don't know you, you're going to know me after this set. Okay. So I need everyone, whatever you're doing, whether if you had a show or if you're doing pole practice as if you are trying to entice your partner. Okay. If you don't have one, make one up. Okay. Michael B. Jordan is everybody's partner nowadays. So go ahead and do it. Okay. And if you're into girls, whatever. At the end of the day, act like you are trying to entice your partner. All right. I am in a fully committed relationship. When I get on that float, I got like 4 or 5 girls. That's just what that is. Okay. So that's how you want to always do that, because I am going to throw money more at somebody who's giving me attention versus somebody who's just like, but you're doing all the amazing moves, but I can't see you, boo. I need to see your eyes. You know what I mean? That lets me know that, oh my God, like this is for me. And it could be, and even when I go to somebody else, you're not gonna feel no type of way because you got your attention. You got your one-on-one face-to-face with me. Right? So that's exactly how I see that. And that was my answer to that question from a videographer's perspective. Give some love to the audience. The audience could be the camera, or the audience could be the actual audience. You do not have to do crowd engagement, because I know that's not for everybody. Everybody does not always like grabbing somebody from the crowd. You don't need to do that if you don't feel comfortable, because we can tell. But if you want to get into it, follow the tips that I got. Make them feel uncomfortable. Get up on them. Do something soft. You know, like rub their arm, touch the side of their face, you know, and if they cool with it, you have prior permission, do whatever else you want to do from that point. But that would be my tip on that. Anything else before I go? Because she got me right before I was going to close it out. So that was perfect timing, Chastity. Good job. New goal to touch people energetically and stimulate that mind. All right now. I'm already picturing how that's going to look like. So I think that'll be great. I'm really feeling that, especially when it comes to how I've seen how you move. I feel like, especially when there's one particular move that you do, I really don't know the name of it, but it's it goes into like a leg wave, half flop, and it's really nice. If you can catch somebody's eye coming out of that, baby, that's it. They're going to remember you for the rest of the night. Even if you just catch one person's eye, that'll be enough, because you'll start to sense how they are picking up on what you're doing, right? So that's something I'll say for everybody in here. If you haven't tried it already, go ahead and attempt. What I did in that particular class was Tyson had us set up in a row. So it was like a row of people. I have that video on my page too. I'll probably include my link here just so you guys can see it. But what she had us do was we had to go up against every person and literally get close up on them, you know, lick your lips, you know, you give them a smile or you wink, you know what I mean? Something like that. Really sensual, but really effortless. And just do that for each person. It was nice. After that, I knew I was in it. I knew I was in it. So that's something I definitely say everybody should try out at least once. Because you just never know. You just never know. I feel shy, which people think I'm not. This is what Alien Honey says. Shy is okay, but you know, when you get on that stage, you're somebody else. That's just me. Like once I get on stage, I am somebody else. You know what I mean? I am not this person right here. I'm in work mode, but I'm doing different type of work. Like what's today? International SW Workers Day. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. That type of work. Flo Pearl said, I'll post my snippet of me getting close up on folks. Yes. Please do that. It's because people want to see it. And then let them know, like, hey, if you haven't tried this before, you should. Because that can take your set to a whole new level. A whole new level. So take that into consideration. And I want to see those clips too. Like if y'all have some clips or you have done that, post it. If you are going to do that, and say for example you and your friend go do a content day together, go ahead and have your friend be your prop in that moment, and then try out with them, and then get their feedback. And be like, hey, how did you feel when I did this? What do you think? You know what I'm saying? That way it gives you an idea of, okay, I need to do this, or okay, I like this, or every once in a while, depending on the theme of the show, I'm gonna incorporate this. Right? It's so nice. It's so nice. Like I'm a genuinely very very nice person, but when I'm on the dance floor, it gets disgusting. Okay, but I like it. The duality. It's the duality for me. All right, y'all. Is that it? Are you guys good? Am I good? I'm good, but I want to know if y'all are good. All right. Any topics you guys may have for me, like later on, things you want to talk about, please let me know. You can send me a message. I am always posting something, a poll of some sort on my stories, and you can just reach out and be like, hey, can you talk about this next time? Or hey, what do you think about this? And I will add that in too. Like, add nothing. There's nothing to do with it, and we don't always have to wait till Monday. All right. Thank you guys so much. Like, this was a very great conversation. I absolutely love it. I appreciate it. I'm probably going to say that 4 more times before I leave out of here, but thank you guys again, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right.